The camera fades in on an office. It's simple, plain. It looks like it isn't really anyone's office in particular, more a place that you put people when they come to visit. It's not clear exactly where it is, but outside the window, you can see soldiers moving around, and in the distance, a series of frames. Looks like this might be some kind of military base. Sitting behind the desk is a woman. She's pale with freckled skin and light brown hair. It looks like she's made an attempt to tie it back into a ponytail, but half of it's come out. She's wearing a white button-down shirt and a pair of dark pants. She looks tired. She keeps pushing her glasses up on her face. There are dark circles under her eyes. And sitting in front of the desk is a slight, pale woman with pink hair, wearing a military uniform with a military jacket over it. The title card appears at the bottom. January 12th, 2235. Subject, Artemis. Artemis, you have been asked to come to what has been referred to you as an evaluation. You've been told that you'll be meeting with a woman named Dr. Emmaline Klein. And you've been told basically nothing else about this. You've just finished your pilot selection and training with the Foundation. You've spent the last 6 months or so in training. You've learned how to pilot a frame. You've learned the basics of how to be a soldier. And now it looks like they're deciding whether or not you're ready to be a pilot. Artemis, how are you feeling right now?
I think it is feeling somewhat nervous. It shifts in its chair a little bit. It looks shy and uncomfortable in its skin.
The doctor raises her head from looking down at her desk. She has a small notebook in front of her, and she's tapping a pencil rapidly against it. Yes, I'm sorry. Braddock. Diana Braddock, right?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Dr. Klein. I'm here from the Foundation to perform a final assessment, if you will. You're about to get your unit assignment, and we just want to make sure everything is in order.
Yeah, of course.
She looks distracted as she says this. She keeps glancing out the window. You get the sense that her mind is somewhere else right now. I'm sorry. I'll be asking you a series of questions. I'll ask you for some baseline information, then we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, and then I have some more questions for you. It's just... She laughs nervously. Just a lot of questions. First, I'd like you to confirm your name and your current designation.
My name is Diana Braddock, and my designation, I don't think I've been given one.
Oh, right, of course. I'm sorry. This evaluation form is usually used for pilots. I'll just put pilot candidate down on the form.
Okay.
I suppose the next question isn't really relevant either. Normally I would ask you for your unit assignment, but you haven't got one yet, have you?
No.
I'll put down selection and training. And finally, just to be sure, you are here of your own free will and are fully consenting to participate in this process?
Absolutely.
Excellent, thank you. Now, you've just finished selection and training, correct?
Yeah.
I'd like you to tell me briefly what your feelings are, having finished up your training. Do you feel ready to move into a cadre assignment?
I think so. I mean, I've practiced just about everything I need to practice. I mean, I'm a little nervous about getting out into the field for the first time and actually seeing a Gorgon up front, but I think I can handle it.
As you're saying this, she flips open the notebook and begins writing. She's periodically looking up at you as if she's watching your body movements, looking for expressions, scribbling notes. Right, of course. Now, Your link rate is quite high, especially for an untrained pilot. Was just wondering if you had any feelings about the potential expectations placed on you because of your abnormally high performance in training.
I guess I haven't really thought about it much. I don't know. I just figured it meant that I would get rushed along a little quicker, you know?
Of course. Thank you. Again, she's writing notes in quick, tight handwriting and periodically glancing up at you. And how would you say your experience has been with your superior officers during training, your training cadre?
Artemis fidgets a little bit uncomfortably, not in response to the question, just whenever she glances up, Artemis seems to be adjusting itself. I don't know, the superiors were fine, a bit harsh maybe, but I'm in the military, I get it. The rest of the training cadre was fine. I met a mechanic, I think, who I hit it off with, but that's about it.
Right. Ms. Romero.
Yeah.
Of course. I think if Artemis were paying particular attention, the speed with which the doctor was able to pull that particular name from her head would be unsettling. But I don't know that Artemis is paying enough attention, is it?
No, I don't think so. And I think even if it was, it might not consider that abnormal. I mean, this person is presumably here to conduct these interviews with all of the training candidates.
This is true. Excellent. Thank you. Now, I see here that you've undergone some gender confirmation surgeries. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And how are you feeling after that process? Are you healing up okay?
Artemis hesitates for a moment longer answering this question and then says, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Everything seems to be healed just fine.
And would you say that your feelings are positive with the results of these procedures?
Yeah.
She is watching you very closely as she asks this question.
It's not convincing.
Yeah. She writes some notes at that. And then she smiles. It's a tired smile. It stops before her eyes, and she nods. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate your honesty. Now, for the next portion of this evaluation, she leans back in the chair. Have you heard of the Xiang-Baker verbal assessment metric? Has that been mentioned at all in the course of your training?
Not by name. I think one of the officers might have said something about it, but yeah, I don't know anything.
Of course. Well, you'll be getting very familiar with it as a pilot. It's an assessment used to determine pilot readiness. It's a series of questions, very, very simple questions. I'll say something and then you'll respond to it. I want you to respond honestly, directly, and without overthinking your responses. Usually it's divided up into word associations, some simple prompts, and a visual portion. She reaches into the back of the notebook and she takes out a small envelope and a folded piece of paper. You don't have to worry about passing this test. It's not a test you can study for or do well on. It's intended to assess you as a pilot, as a person. Do you understand?
I think so.
Excellent. In that case, I'm going to begin the assessment. Again, I want you to answer with the first thing that comes to mind. You don't have to explain yourself. A simple one-word answer is sufficient. She unfolds the paper in front of her, and she looks down at it. For this first section, I'm going to do a simple word association. I will be reading a series of 20 words, and I just want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when I say each of them. Foundation.
Hope.
Federation.
Law.
Handler.
Leader.
Frame.
Salvation.
Pilot.
Savior.
Cadre.
Team.
Invasion.
Enemy.
Father.
Grave.
Mother.
Grave.
Foundation.
Hope.
She writes a very quick note at that as well. Sister.
Love.
Brother.
Hope.
Gorgon.
Enemy.
Rebellion.
Fool.
As you pause briefly, you see the doctor's pencil move towards the paper, but then as you answer, she stops and takes it away. Womb.
Hope.
Sex.
Discomfort.
Blood.
Death.
Power.
Strength.
Rape.
Sex.
Foundation.
Hope.
As the questions finish, the doctor writes a couple of quick notes, and then she nods. Thank you, Diana. The next section will be a series of short questions. You may respond with a simple yes or no, or you may expand briefly on your answer if needed. Have you been questioning your identity?
No.
Have you experienced any moments of unexplained dissociation?
Unexplained? No.
Do you have a clear understanding of your role within the Foundation?
Yes.
Have you been experiencing any phantom sensations, such as the feeling of fingers on your neck?
Only once.
She looks closely at you, writes something in the notebook, and opens her mouth as if she's about to ask you something, but then stops, writes another note, and continues. Thank you, Diana. And now for our last set of questions. She reaches down and takes the envelope and opens it and taps out onto the desk in front of her a series of cards. They're about the size of a photograph. She takes them and neatly stacks them together. I'm going to show you a series of images, and I just want you to tell me very briefly what the first thing you think of or feel when you see them is. She holds up the first image. It's an illustration of a red splatter. It looks a lot like blood.
Violence.
She nods, and then she pulls out the next image. It's an illustration of a fox tearing into some unknown creature, a shadowy thing. It's not quite clear what it is.
Retribution.
Again, she nods. The doctor holds up a photograph this time. It's a pale woman with dark hair. It's swept slightly away from her face. She's wearing a pair of half-rimmed glasses. She has a perfectly proportioned face with gray eyes and a smile that would be pleasant, but there's a cruelty underneath it. You don't recognize this woman. Not yet.
I think Artemis squints and leans in to get a closer look at the photo. Librarian?
The doctor smiles at that, and it looks like she has to stifle a little bit of a laugh. And she sets the photo down and makes a very brief note. She pulls another image. This one is another photograph. It's a bird's carcass, decaying and covered in maggots, lying on the ground.
Rot.
She nods, and another photo comes out. This one is a photograph that was taken some distance away from a city. There's a gorgon rising up above the flames that are consuming the city.
Loss.
She nods once more, and finally, she pulls the last picture. This one is a frame, a tall frame with shining white armor and red and pink accents holding a massive warhammer standing in the frame bay.
Nobility.
At that, the doctor leans back. She takes the photographs and pictures, once again stacking them neatly and slipping them back into the envelope. She folds the paper and puts both of these things at the end of her notebook, and she crosses her hands in front of her. Thank you, Diana. You did very well. Before we continue, I'd like to know if you have any other questions for me, or any other thoughts to share.
Not that I can think of.
Very good. Well, she pauses for a second. I have some good news for you. She reaches into the front of the notebook and pulls out another sheet of paper and unfolds it, and hands it to you. It appears to be transfer orders from the Foundation. I'm happy to tell you that you have your first unit assignment. You're going to be assigned to the 92nd Cadre. It's in the Northwestern Territory. It's a cadre with a strong reputation and a long history, and you're going to be assigned to pilot the Lucerne. In fact, the frame that you just saw a photo of a minute ago.
Wait, really?
She nods. Yes, really. Your test results are excellent. Your performance in training is exemplary.
I didn't know they let rookies pilot frames like that.
She raises an eyebrow, and for a second you see something dark in her expression. It's gone almost immediately. Well, these are exceptional times. The Foundation has great faith in you, and you've been assigned a call sign. She taps the paper. So, congratulations, pilot. Or should I say, Artemis. And she smiles.
Artemis smiles back, clearly very excited by this development, and says, yes, thank you, ma'am. And it gives her a little salute.
She smiles at you, and she doesn't respond. And I think that's where the scene fades out into blackness.
Zero Angels is a new actual play podcast by Bad Rep Productions using the Girl Frame system, coming to the Bardrock Network July 2026. Follow us at zeroangels.bardrockcafe.com on Blue Sky, or visit zeroangels.com for more information.